I just thought he looked like a zombie Hitler.
Oh.
Like, that's what scared me.
Yeah.
Like, he's come back from the dead.
Well, and he spoke like a spooky, like, cartoon
But it
ghost.
wasn't spooky. It was more like, what's wrong with
wrong
that
with
man's voice?
Why is he trying to talk like a lady?
Does he not have his testicles?
What's going on?
Is he a eunuch?
He's a ghost. Maybe that's it. He's a ghost.
so upset my balls are they're in this urn.
Welcome to BUCKO. This is my best friend Lauren the Crusher.
This is my best friend Aaron the Punisher.
You better believe it. Today we're going to talk about wrestling. Brother.
Listen up. Listen up, punks. I'm gonna tell you. Are you listening? Careful. Because these are weapons. And I don't have a license.
All right, Punt Crusher. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. This is my best friend Lauren, and I am...
This is my best friend Aaron.
We're best friends.
Yep.
Today we're going to talk about wrestling. I wore my favorite shirt that I made myself for wrestling. It's a WWF shirt.
Panda.
World Wildlife Federation? Foundation?
World Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, World Wildlife Fund. And they sued WWF over their name. And so they had to remove it and become WWE. That's kind of when it went downhill for me. But I wasn't really into wrestling, really.
I kind of watched it.
When I was younger, I did. And then I just made a Ultimate Warrior band on the panda's face because I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because only wrestling fans get it. Anyway. And I'll be wearing this and walking through the mall and someone was like, I like your shirt. I was like, oh, thank you. And I made it. So, high five me. Right?
Yep.
Crazy. So, Lauren. Are we issuing a challenge?
Well, let's get to that.
We'll get to that. We have a challenge by the end of the show. So at the end of the show, we're going to give it a challenge. It's going to be fun and exciting.
And ready.
And unexpected.
So I watched wrestling for maybe 2 years. WWF when I was a kid. Because there's...
What year is this?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Don't know exactly. Would have been, yeah, probably early 90s. But in my neighborhood, there were these two boys that lived down the street, these brothers, Cameron and Kyle. So we used to play, and then they loved wrestling, and they had those like wrestling pillow buddies, and so I would watch it with them. But that was like the Randy Savage and like Hulk Hogan.
Listen to me, brother.
And Jake the Snake, you know, and Razor Ramon was a little later, but he was there, and then like Tatanka, and I'm trying to think all the other names.
Andre the Giant,
King
Kong Bundy.
He kind of came sometimes in there. Oh. But see, I'm from Calgary, so
Stampede
Wrestling was a big deal, and the Hart family. So, you know, like Bret Hart, and then he had so many brothers, and you usually got one of them as a substitute gym teacher whenever you needed one.
Who did you go as for Halloween?
I never went as a wrestler for Halloween.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yep.
Oh, yes, I did. Ted DiBiase. I thought you meant as a child. Not as a child. I went as Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. My first boyfriend ever gave me a Valentine that was the $1 Million Man, and it was like, you're my $1 Million Valentine. And then he asked me to be.
Was Virgil in the background of that, or
no? He was just like, and then there's hearts.
Oh,
and he's pointing at me.
Be really interested as Virgil, because if you really think of Virgil now, it's like that's a little inappropriate.
Yeah. No, it was $1 Million Man. Grade 4, and he was like, can you be my girlfriend? And it's like, $1 Million Man. It said, you're my $1 Million Valentine.
I dressed as Roddy Piper, who is like my favorite wrestler.
Yeah, we'll put that picture here where we're dressed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then our friend Tim Cranwell was Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we dressed up. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. He's from Winnipeg originally. He did Stampede. I think he did. Yeah. And then he was in a movie, They Live, which was great.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's the movie where they put on the sunglasses. It's a John Carpenter film. And they see the Obey sign and all that. And they see the people. That movie. Really cool movie. And that's where Obey came from. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
But if you're interested, like, the history of Stampede Wrestling is actually really fascinating. Like a lot of people.
Favorite wrestler? Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
I don't know. I always liked Randy Savage, but I also liked Jake the Snake. I just identified with him. I don't know why.
Jake the Snake was really rad.
He was cool.
Because he didn't...
And he looked like my friend's dad, so I was like...
He didn't really run into the... Like, what I love about Jake the Snake was like, yeah, I'll get to the ring eventually, and I'll put my sack on the wrestling ring.
Take my time, yeah.
Because he was such a good... Just a good...
Yeah.
Good... He wasn't... To me, he wasn't a heel. He was just like...
Just there.
He was just there, and he's like, screw this, I'm doing my job, get out of my way.
I did like Andre the Giant too, but he wasn't on a lot when I watched it, but I loved him in Princess Bride, so once you found out he was... Yeah, you were like, oh, he's great, he's awesome. Yeah, he was cool.
What was the other thing from that line? Let's say some more lines from...
Anybody want a peanut?
Anybody want... What is another one now?
Like, I needed 4 horses, we needed 4 horses. If we found a lady, hi lady.
Hi lady.
I can't do his voice, but...
I like doing it. Anybody want a peanut?
Oh, good guy.
I loved it. I liked Big Boss Man.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I liked...
I remember Ric Flair drove me crazy.
Yeah, I didn't like Ric Flair. I did not like Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
Didn't like him. I really didn't like Honky Tonk Man, even though he is the longest running title holder, I believe, of wrestling history for WWF. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment below. All my facts will be wrong for all you real die-hard wrestling fans.
And Tatanka had the tomahawk, right?
Yeah, he was kind of like...
Kind of racist character. Unless
he was brought in after Ultimate Warrior, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And
but I remember him.
Take the place of that.
I kind of remember Ultimate Warrior, but not really.
He was supposedly a horrible wrestler because he would just go too far. He'd shake the ropes, and that's... I'm gone crazy!
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. And the Undertaker freaked me out. Well, actually, his little guy freaked me out.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
The Paul Bearer. I'm Paul Bearer. I'm fat, and I have white makeup on, and my mustache has to be dyed because there's white makeup in it.
I just thought he looked like a zombie Hitler.
Oh.
Like, that's what scared me.
Yeah.
Like, he's come back from the dead.
Well, and he spoke like a spooky, like, cartoon.
But it wasn't spooky. It was more like, what's wrong with that man's voice?
Why is he trying to talk like a lady?
Does he not have his testicles?
What's going on?
Is he a eunuch?
He's a ghost. Maybe that's it.
I'm so upset my balls are they're in this urn. Although, that pairing has made some of the best Halloween costumes I've ever seen. So
yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of fun with that.
That's very true.
Should we get to it?
Are we going to do a challenge now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, should we set it up first and then do it? Let's set it up first.
Okay. Yep.
So we're going to create a federation, a couples wrestling federation, and we're going to have a show. It's going to be called Double Date. Where now we'll get to it. We'll get into character. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. That's one thing we didn't talk about.
Okay.
So hang on.
Pause.
So we're still gonna do the couples wrestling federation, even though we're gonna throw a challenge to someone. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So what is your wrestling name?
I don't know.
Because I called you the Crusher, but because you have to have a handle. Like, let's talk '80s wrestling, where it's like you're a genie.
Yeah.
I'm a genie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my move is like 3 wishes.
Yeah.
That's my move, the 3 wishes. And then this is your wish is granted. Headbutt. Right?
Yeah.
At the very end. That's pretty deadly. I'm the genie. Your wish is granted.
Then there'd be a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
You have like a tiny little smoke machine in your back pocket.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know what mine would be. I mean, I guess I'm tall, so probably something like Amazonian. Oh. But you gotta like steer clear of the Wonder Woman reference, although kick-ass movie, by the way. Love it. Yeah, so it would be like the Amazon, and I would also have a snake, but it would be bigger. It would be like an anaconda.
What your tagline could be?
What?
I'm an Amazonian. I'm gonna own you.
Amazon you.
Yeah.
And then I take out an anaconda that I've raised since infancy and let it.
You should call it Janaconda.
Yeah, and her name's Janet. And then I'm gonna get out Janet, and it's gonna be
the Janaconda. No, not Janaconda.
And then I'm gonna let her rip, and then because sisters are doing it for themselves, and then she'll wrap around, and it'll just be like, it'll actually be a python with like gigantism, but I'll say it's an anaconda, and it will only love me because I raised it from infancy.
Fed it baby bunnies.
Yeah.
I knew Lauren would not like that. That's why I said it. Lauren's just like,
no baby bunnies.
She would never do that.
Never.
No. They're too cute. Too cute.
Too cute baby bunnies.
Okay, so what's the name of your character? Amazon Ann?
Janet the Amazon.
What's mine?
That's my snake.
Genie. Where's the genie?
Kazif.
Kazif. Sure. Kazif.
Janet
the Arabian.
Amazon.
I like how we're kind of both like from another culture.
Uh-huh.
We're totally appropriate. Like that's all it was. It was like totally like
cultural appropriation.
Appropriation of other cultures. That's all it was. It was great.
Yeah, but I'm actually tall, so I'm not appropriating an Amazon.
No.
I am one.
Your wish is granted.
Get out, Janet, my snake.
Janaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hon. All right, now we got to do our throw to. So, how does your character talk? And we got to throw to our challenge. We're challenging right now, so we just got to name it. Okay, ready? You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for it? Sorry, I'm throwing stuff around. You listen here. Double date.
Yep.
We're gonna get you.
Yep.
You listen here.
Yep.
Shannon and Ross.
We're gonna challenge you to the double date wrestling.
We're the Couple Wrestling Federation, and you're joining us, and we're gonna have a challenge to you, and we're gonna film it, and we're gonna come to you, and we're gonna rebroadcast it on our channel. So you better bring it.
And I'm bringing Janet, my snake.
Well, might not be Janet, because it might not be in the budget, but we'll be thinking of her.
We're gonna figure out a way to bring Janet, my snake. And she's gonna wrestle you too.
You better watch
She's
it.
an anaconda I've raised since infancy.
She's an anaconda. She don't want none.
Unless you've got buns. And guess what? You do, hun.
They got buns?
Sure.
They're too skinny for buns.
Got buns.
Well, that's pretty much our show. So stay tuned because we're probably going to try and actually do this. I don't know when. We have to figure that out because this is really we just improvised what we were going to do today.
I got me.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even do that. We didn't even do this. You better bring it, Shannon and Ross. You better bring it as I fall.
You got it.
We got a table.
This chair.
We'll show
you like
you.
the tasty chairs.
We'll see you.
Coming to get you.
We'll see you at the double date.
I'm bringing Janet.